You might not believe, you may not find in physics or biology textbooks much on the subject of ghosts, but if you just pick a street anywhere in London and ask a few people if they've had a personal experience of one, you're bound to find someone who has. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Put it on pause because there's no one to... Seen a ghost?
No, never.
Do you know anyone who's seen a ghost?
No. Is that it?
That's it. Quick one. Yeah?
What?
Have you seen a ghost?
No.
No.
No. Have you ever seen a ghost?
No.
No? Do you know anyone who's seen a ghost?
No.
No? That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
No.
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 Alright.
What's that?
Have you ever seen a ghost?
I have actually. I've had my one haunting experience. Was back in the States. We went to a little Scooby-Doo outing out to a haunted old cemetery. We went out there late at night. It was all dark. We heard some weird booming. Ran into the car.
No?
That was it. End of story.
There was no one there?
No one there. No. It was all out in the middle of nowhere. Old colonial cemetery. Totally empty.
Where was that, in the countryside?
Oh, this was out in Wisconsin. It was, what was it? It was, what was it called? I can't remember the name of the cemetery. But it was, it was definitely quite freaky stuff.
You sure it wasn't your friends?
No, because it was dead of night, no one's there. And so we go in, we're all like, ooh, this is all spooky. It's a very overgrown cemetery, quite creepy. Get out there, hear sort of just weird knocking. I have no idea what it was. All I know is we definitely ran in the car screaming, but it was good.
Did you say, let's get out of here?
Actually, no, I think his exact words, let's get the fuck out of here. Just run.
Great, fantastic. Thanks a lot. Good.
Have you seen one?
Yeah.
Have I seen one?
Yeah.
Anywhere in particular around here?
No, in your life.
Oh, well, apparently there's one at my pub. It was apparently haunted. I've never seen it though.
Where's your pub?
It's around the Barbican. It's on this ghostly tour of London in a book apparently.
Okay.
But people told me when they came in. And they've actually seen
what pub is it?
the Saturn Arms.
Ever? No. A ghost?
No.
No.
Do you know anybody who has seen a ghost? Do you know anybody who has seen a ghost?
Yeah.
You know someone who's seen a ghost? Could you tell us about it?
Well, they didn't say much. They just said it's in a ghost.
Okay.
I know someone who's had an out-of-body experience.
Really? Astral projection?
Astral projection.
Yeah. Did they come outside their body and
Yeah.
look back at themselves?
Yeah.
Was that a friend or a relative?
It's my mum when she was giving birth to me.
So she actually saw herself giving birth to you?
Yeah.
And how long was she out of her body for?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Could you explain a little bit more about what happened there?
I don't know exactly. She doesn't really believe in that kind of thing.
No? Have you?
Can we just
Okay.
ask a question about that?
Do you mind if we just
Just for a couple of seconds. Okay, can you come to the podium?
I saw the ghost of my grandma. She passed away 2 weeks before, and I was sleeping in my sister's room in the bunk beds, and she had one of those little blow-up settees, and I could hear that squeak. And I turned around and I thought it was the cat, went to show it off, and there was a silhouette of my grandma there.
How long did the silhouette last for?
5 seconds.
And you're sure it was your grandma?
Yeah, death
Okay.
positive.
And how many years ago was that?
That was about 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, I've never seen her since, but ever since, my grandma always had a tale that the kettle was never cold in her house, and when she passed away, our kettle kept switching itself on.
Really? Okay.
So, but we live in quite an old house, so
Did anyone else in your family see her?
no, nobody.
you?
I was very close to my grandma.
I was going to ask, you had a special relationship
yeah, I was
with
very
her.
close to her.
And how long after was it that, after the period she passed?
It was about 2 weeks after she passed. It was actually on her birthday.
Did she believe, was she a spiritual person?
Yeah, she was actually a faith healer.
She was a faith healer?
Yeah.
Did she tell you that she might come and see you?
No, not at all. She always said she'd be there for me, but she never said she'd come and visit me.
Prior to this happening, did you believe in ghosts?
No,
Why not?
never believed in them because I just thought they were people of figment of imagination. I went to Borley Rectory once and I always believe that if you believe you're going to see something, your mind starts playing tricks on you. And until I saw my grandma, I never believed in ghosts.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
Seen a ghost? Ever?
No.
No?
Do you know anybody who's ever seen a ghost?
Sorry, I'm in the house.
Is that? No. Not that I can think of, no.
Don't know anybody who's ever seen one?
Has anything ever happened to you that was a bit unusual? Apart from this?
Yeah. I think, well, my junior school was a convent school and I had a big manor house there and everyone thought that was haunted. And there's some ghost, kind of stories about people getting shut in rooms and stuff. When there was no one else around there, but that's about it. That was like years ago.
Alright.
Sorry.
Get that out. Have you ever seen a ghost? No. You don't know anybody who's ever seen a ghost?
No. You know someone who's seen a ghost?
My director that I work with believes very much in the afterlife, and I can't say anything specific, but he, not so much now, but he said that as a child he used to see a lot of ghosts, but I can't give you anything specific to that.
Okay, so he hasn't told you about any incidents?
Yeah, probably, but I can't remember on the top of my head. But
What's your...
he'd be the person to talk to.
What's your personal opinion on ghosts?
I believe it, yeah. My father had an experience when he was younger as a young boy, and they lived in an old Victorian house. And when his grandmother died, he was sleeping at the time, but he was woken by a sound of somebody coming up the stairs. It was obviously like a 3-storey house, and banging on the door. And he was told by his grandfather that was meant to be death moving on, and that was the ghost or whatever, the spirit or whatever, knocked on 2 doors, and that was an experience that left quite a mark on him. And I don't doubt that actually happened.
Do you know anybody who's ever seen a ghost?
No, I don't believe in ghosts. No. Why?
Why do you think people talk about ghosts all the time? I mean, why are they...
I think it's all in the imagination.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I would have thought so. I won't say they don't exist.
Right.
I'm not saying you can't see things floating around, but I choose not to believe in them.
I felt one.
Tell us about it.
Well, I was at a friend's house after a night out, and I walked into her lounge. I'd never been there before, but lying on the sofa was a friend of ours that died very young. He was off in the Far East, and he'd woken up, he hadn't woken up one morning with a brain hemorrhage. And this house belongs to a couple of his really good mates, and they were all there. And when I walked into the room, I said, "Oh, that's Gavin on the settee." And then I turned around, told my friend, and when I looked back, he was gone.
Yeah, I don't know. I never really gave it a thought. No.
No. All right. Cheers.
So ask that question again, just for the can. But that itself is a reaction. That laughing. That's
Did you hear what she said though? You're taking the piss.
We've got to get. Yeah, well, that's fine. We've got to get them into this catchment area where we can get the mic on them as well.
Have you seen a ghost? Ever?
Excellent. James.
What happened?
Oh gosh, a long time ago. A friend of mine said that his friends had an experience and invited me round one evening. We went round there, and we sat there for a long period of time, and nothing happened. We kept on checking to see what was going to happen, and eventually we started hearing noises and things were starting to happen. And one of the girls that was with us was upset and disappeared into her bedroom. Then she screamed, and we all went rushing in there and said the corner of the bed went down, and there was all sorts of lots of things going on. And cut a long story short, we went to the police, which was late at night. This was sort of early hours of the morning, and the police came along, fully investigated the house. Found nothing within the actual flat itself, but when we went upstairs to a sort of attic room, they found obviously some practice of things going on. There was candles, bottles and ragging and stuff like that on an empty floor. And we don't know, we really don't know. I mean, the place was actually exorcised at some stage, and people moved out.
Did your friend have access to the attic?
No, it was a rented accommodation.
Okay. How long ago was this?
Oh, 25 years ago must be.
And did you believe in ghosts at that time?
I had an open mind, and I've still got an open mind, and I certainly don't disbelieve them.
Did anyone see anything?
No, funny enough. We did have one amusing thing that happened was that because we knew we thought there were things going on, we were wary about all the so-called sort of supernatural things you mustn't do. And one of the things we did was we were playing cards, and we were talking about cards and the death card and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, when we had this experience before we went to the police, we thought it was maybe something to do with the cards, and we actually took the pack of cards with us. When we were going towards the police station, we threw them down a drain. Now, carefully threw them down a drain. When we came back and the police broke into the room, they found 2 jokers face up on a mantelpiece. It's actually making the hairs on the back of my neck stand up now. 2 jokers face up on a mantelpiece near some glasses, and it just seemed very weird. They certainly weren't left there.
Do you know if you put those jokers down the drain?
Well, as far as we know, I mean, when we left that house, we all sort of left together. No one had gone back. No one else had access to that flat. So,
how many of there were you in the group?
I think there were 5 of us. Yes, definitely 5 of us.
Did you suspect anyone in the group of foul play?
I think we all suspected one another, but when it got to a certain stage of the evening, we were all wary that it couldn't have been. It was just impossible to be. One of the other girl that was there was 3 guys and 2 girls. She actually went to the bathroom and screamed because she felt something touching her back, and there's no other access to the bathroom. I mean, that was it. There couldn't have been anybody there. So.
And she was adamant that someone had
touched
absolutely,
her. Absolutely, yeah.
What about you saying that she saw the bed collapse? What?
Well, she was sitting. The other girl was sitting on the corner of the bed, feeling a little bit upset with it because it was actually her property and she'd had this experience before. And while she was sort of, I guess, trying to sort herself out, she felt the bed go down, and when she looked, the corner of the bed was actually dipping like somebody was sitting on it. And she just screamed and came running out.
Was she on her own?
She was at the time, yeah. I mean, it's just for seconds,
Was she not a bit scared of going on a room on her own at the time?
Like I say, it was just literally just for seconds, and I think she was just probably gone in there to get a handkerchief or something, I don't know.
She was a tenant in the house?
Yes, yeah, she was, yeah.
How many tenants were there in the house?
I think that it actually had room for 2 or 3, but they were the only ones there at the time.
Did you personally see the attic yourself?
Yes.
Was there a Ouija board in the attic?
No.
Just candles?
There was just, literally there was just an empty floor, a wooden floor, with ragging in the middle of some sort, like sacks or something like that, and bottles and candles all around the edges. Quite a lot.
What conclusions did you draw from this experience?
Well, we actually, the officer in charge that brought us back to the house when we'd gone to the police station, he'd had experience with poltergeists, and we knew very little about it at the time, but he explained his experiences to us, and it all sort of made common sense, and I guess that's what we all sort of accepted, that there was a presence there of some sort, and a trapped presence, if you like, and it was either having fun with us or trying to make some sort of contact.
Do you now believe in an afterlife?
I'm not sure whether you'd call it an afterlife, or I would say there is probably some sort of spiritual thing. I mean, I'm not a deeply religious person by any means, but I believe there's probably a spiritual presence within every person, and what happens to that I don't know, but in this case I think that it was obviously got trapped somewhere. So
thanks very much.
Okay,
it's a fascinating
that's
story.
Great. My pleasure. You're welcome.
Cheers. Do you think that we'd be allowed to go around and film that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Do you know what the story is behind the ghost?
No, not really. Someone just came in and told me once. I don't
Great.
really-
Are you the manager?
No, I'm the mere bar person.
The mere bar person.
Yes.
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Why did you go to Bolly Rectory?
Just as a laugh, really. Went with a couple of mates, just to see if we could see anything. My friends said they saw something, but they were probably just trying to wind me up, scare me, as usual.
So now you believe in the afterlife, do
Yeah,
you?
definitely.
I have enough problem dealing with the living. I can't deal with the dead as well.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. You know, just how much anecdotal information is there out there? Probably far more than could ever be documented.